I'm Detective Rickus. I'm leading the investigation regarding
Mhm.
the disappearance of relics here,
Yeah.
and just want to kind of get your input of if you have heard
Mhm.
anything, personally, if someone's reached out to you.
I flew into the city earlier, and when I did, I always check Twitter just to see what's going on with the city, and so I'm up to date in case anyone's asked for a lawyer. And I saw these messages from someone named Raven Hobbs, and
Right.
they were talking about relics, and I was like, okay. And then, um, so people had asked, who are you and stuff like that, and Nene was talking about her, like, hey, give me my brother back and stuff. And I was like, wait, is Relyks missing? Like, I know I found out through one of my clients, which I can't tell you about because,
Yeah,
client lawyer,
confidentiality. Yeah, yeah.
that Relyks' car had gotten shot up last night and he was missing last night and they couldn't find him. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay. I mean, even though we're broken up, I still obviously care about Relyks. I mean,
Right. I mean, and he's a human
yeah.
being, right? We all should care for no matter what
Yeah. I
someone's done
mean,
or how you know them. Like,
yeah,
you
I
have to
mean,
care for
I'm
their
a
lives.
bitch, but I'm not like a complete bitch? So, like, then I started messaging this person because I thought, oh, maybe this is just, attention seeking or whatever. Like, do you really love me type thing? Like,
Right.
but the person didn't, even though he has the same misspelling as Relyks, he doesn't talk like Relyks. Like, Relyks, obviously, I know how Relyks talks and stuff. And the way he was talking to me, Relyks has never said stuff like that to me before.
It seemed out of character for him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so even when Relyks and I are fighting, he's like, he still talks like Relyks, like a dork. And
Yeah, no, I've talked to him a few times. I mean,
yeah,
of course, I put him away yesterday for 65 months, but and here I am leading the investigation to find him. It's kind of weird how that circle goes.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, so um, I pretty much was like, well, let me try to get this person to text me and see if it's, Relyks. But then I realized, the place told me to get rid of Relyks' phone number,
Yeah.
because we were fighting. Yeah. And so I deleted it. And so I couldn't like text Relyks to be like, are you okay? Then Jack West, who works for Shaw McGinty Tactical,
Hmm.
they're clients of mine and they know uh, Relyks and my relationship. And so Jack was like, hey, heads up. I don't think that's Relyks. And I think Relyks is missing because we were supposed to do something and he's not answering his phone. And he always messages me back. And I was like, okay, that's weird. That isn't like Relyks because
Right, because
Relyks, yeah,
he seems like the type of guy that is like if you reach out to him, like he nearly gets back to you, like if
exactly.
right away.
Because, yeah, he loves people. So,
Exactly.
yeah. And so that all happened. And then finally, I didn't get a text per se, but all of a sudden, this weird, like, Chinese language came in my phone. And I was like, what is this? And then an app appeared. And I tried to take screenshots to show someone, but it doesn't show up in the screenshots. Like, it's
Huh.
some weird technology. And I thought they were kidding, but I I don't. I know it's Relyks because of the blue hair. There's so much blood, and yeah, it's just blue hair and blood. That's all that was in that photo, and I wanted to try to save it, but I can't. I don't even.
They've been escalated then. I'm really sorry to hear this. I'm trying my very best. I have lots of details. Um, does Relics ever speak? Does he has he ever mentioned someone by the name of Mao?
No, he talked about being his past in China. Like, I know that his family's kind of fucked up,
Hmm.
like mine. Like, I come from the Vargas family, and my family was murdered, and we don't really know what happened with his family. We just know that he and Nini were separated and he grew up, around triads and gangs in China. But he's just such a goofball that I really didn't believe it. And he told me his ex-girlfriend or fiance, I don't know, died
Mhm.
in his arms. So I like, you see relics and you don't think, oh, mass murderer. But
Yeah, see, a lot of people, like, cover that kinda trauma up with, like, I've met him before, he's
yeah,
kind of a goofy, funny guy, and a lot of people, like, cover that kinda trauma up with, like,
yeah,
humor and, just being kinda wacky,
yeah.
And, and I mentioned before if you ran into a guy named Mal, and I asked this because if you're following the Twitter, the Raven individual said on Twitter that they were going to go to Pillbox.
No, I mean, no.
So, so right now this person is at the top of my person of interest list regarding situation because it lined up because when this person left Pillbox, then the
Yeah,
tweet came out,
yeah.
uh, got what I needed. Now I'm heading back.
I mean, Relyks has really never we never talked about his triad past because
Hmm.
one, I was like, this is so dumb. Like, Relyks really a triad? Like, come on. And so,
Right, it's
plus
hard
we
to
were
believe when I
mostly,
hear it.
yeah, we were mostly talking about the wedding and everything. And then, of course, I broke up with him because he was smothering. I did meet his old boss, who gave him two swords. And, you know, I was like thinking, okay, those would look cute over the fireplace, when we get married. But like, and it says heart of a warrior and protector, which are two things that Relics always says he wants to be. And I'm like, prove it. And that always, would piss him off or whatever. But,
When you tell him to
um,
prove it,
huh?
when you tell him to prove it pissed him off, or
Like, yeah, because I don't, part of why I broke up with him was that I told him I don't see him as a protector. Like, when I fight, I have to put him down because he's in my way. Like, and when I mean put him down, I take him out of action by stabbing him. Sorry, cops. But,
it's okay. I didn't hear that.
yeah. So, because the local vagos in my neighborhood, like to fuck with me. So, um, I think it's because they remember me like, "Oh, little Susie, she's grown up now, and little Susie can kick your ass." Like, I just had to fight 5 of them in my own driveway because they saw me there, and they were like, "Oh, it's Susie, let's fuck with her." And I'm like, "Not today,
Yeah,
boys." But yeah,
they try to do what they call in the hood a G check.
yeah,
I
I'm
learned that.
like,
I learned that a few days
mhm.
ago from a GSF member.
Yeah, I'm definitely a G, but I'm a lawyer, so I'm like, I tried looking for him. I went to, MRPD to see if he got arrested, and he wasn't there. And then I went to
Hmm.
his house, and then where we were going to live together, and he wasn't there. And then I went to Mirror Park because he always runs into things and likes to get his car fixed there, and he wasn't there either. And that's when that guy then was like, "Prove that you care," because he seems to be playing some mind game with Relics because Relics, I know when he was with me, would say, Susie, you're the only one in the city who believes in me, and you're the only one in the city who trusts me and like believes I'm capable of being more than, a goofy Relics. And I do, I see that in him. But to me, he's also a child, like sometimes a man child, I
Right,
guess. And
a grown child.
yeah, yeah. And, uh and he smothered me a lot, and I think that was part of his, losing his girlfriend that, but
Hmm.
I wasn't
Trauma.
yeah, I wasn't going anywhere, and I like my alone time, and I know I broke up with him the day his, boss died, and he couldn't make it in time, and so I was with his boss when his boss died and gave him the swords, and then I was like, "By the way, I'm breaking up with you." I mean, kind of a bitch move, but I couldn't breathe. And so,
How did he initially handle that?
uh, he called me. Immediately assumed it was because of the ballas, because Abe and I had gotten close, but only because Abe is my client. And he was like, "Yeah, I see you with Abe all the time, and you think Abe is hot, and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "He's my client. He likes to take his
Hmm.
shirt off in front of me. That's about it." But, yeah, he thought I broke up with him because of them, and I tried to explain, "I need to be my own person. You need to be your own person. type of thing. And yeah, but he obviously, I told him I wanted to break up with him so that he could learn to be on his own, independent, be a man, like not be a man. That sounds very misogynistic, but show me, okay, I hate to say it, be a man. Like, come
No,
on.
yeah, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm more than a man than he is. I wear the pants in this relationship. And it doesn't mean I want you to be alpha male misogynistic, get in the kitchen, bitch. I want you to be like, I feel protected. Like when I'm fighting, I
Yeah,
shouldn't be
the
worried about you. I'm
show some
worried.
balls is what I
Yeah.
like to say.
When we're fighting, I'm worried he's getting his ass kicked. And I could have just handled this real quickly. Like,
Right.
yeah. But
So you
instead, what
stepped
does
in
he
and
do?
yeah.
He goes and he tries to join a gang. He goes back to crime. How does this show me you're independent? You go back to crime and you're not even fucking good at it? And you tell Thor all the time, like, oh, come, like, ugh. I mean,
Everything, the frustrations. I've caught him a few times myself in chases, but
that person is trying to prove to him the city doesn't fucking care. And
no,
he,
the city does care, and I'm going to show him that the city does care. I have a very long, already long case I've written. I spent the last 2 hours writing all the details I have, screenshotted every single Twitter post,
oh
gathered
my
all the
gosh.
evidence I have so far, and it leads to my next question. Does the Relics ever have an interest in the area? You know where you sell fish? And that the zip code
Yeah.
7060s,
Yeah, that's our
7069.
house. I mean, that's his house.
That's his house up there.
Sorry, he just sent me another photo.
He said, "Okay, you're still getting photos. Um, are you able to save these all? Or is this
No.
through the app?
Yeah. It shows it, and then the minute I acknowledge it, it disappears. He had a knife to his throat, and he's cutting.
Are you able to get any details? I mean, I know it's hard to look at. I know it's really hard to look at.
Yeah.
But were you able to get any like? Does it look like it's at any location?
It literally looks like something from a movie. Like, you know how it's like a dark room, and there's
Mm-hmm.
just a light to show that it's a person, and his head is yanked back.
I'm so sorry. This
It's,
is really.
it's
I tell you
fine.
what though, I'm gonna find this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna find this guy who's doing this. It's the last thing I do. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. Have you talked to Nini? How is Nini doing?
I haven't gotten in contact with her just yet.
Okay.
Um, what is her relation with Relyks?
That's his sister.
That's his sister. Okay.
I don't remember if they're twins or they're just really close in age. But I don't know what happened to Nini. But she thinks her mom's a fucking cow. But so they must have done some weird shit to her when she was little. But
She thinks her mom's a cow.
yeah. I think Spencer is her stepdad though. So I don't Spencer married a cow? I don't know.
This family tree is getting really weird.
I know. I know. And I thought my family was fucked up, but luckily they're just all dead except for Cesar and Skylar. Skylar's my cousin.
Okay, I gotta talk to us. I gotta get in contact with Nini. Cows are getting involved now. We have an open investigation on these cows as well.
Oh my god, there was a cow that died recently. Do you think they're related to Nini and Relyks?
I have no idea, but this is intertwining in some other investigation we have on like a
Oh
cow
my
gang that's
god.
taking